Hi everyone, this is Gina from Her Cosmic Crown. Welcome back to my channel. Oh my gosh. Phoebe wants to say hi to you all. This is Phoebe. Hi, this is Phoebe. We're just chilling out here. It's a nice day. So, anyway, my name is Gina from Her Cosmic Crown, and I am a Tropical Vedic Astrologer. And today we are going to discuss the year 2025. Okay, so basically, I'm not gonna go in depth. I want to mainly talk about the number 9 numerology of 2025, and I want to discuss an important transit. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started with the number 9 numerology. And I like to look at the numerology for each year. So 2025, when we add all the numbers in 2025, we get the number 9. So 2 plus 0, that's just 2, plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. So 9. So 2005 has this 9 energy, which is about completion, resolution. So for the past 9 years, we were on a certain cycle. So now we are completing a cycle as a collective, and it's coming to an end. And the number 9 energy is really interesting because that is the last single digit number. It's the number that corresponds to enlightenment and awakening, liberation, spiritual liberation, and perfection. And the reason why it corresponds to perfection, it's astrologically speaking, it corresponds to K2, which is the south node of the moon. And the south node of the moon has to do with perfection, because wherever K2 is in our chart, that's where we have high measures for, because we've worked on wherever K2 is before in our previous lives. We are pretty capable wherever K2 is. We're good at that. And we're limited by that, though, because we think that things should be a certain way wherever K2 is. But we have to go into the 8 energy first, the Rahu energy, which is this new territory. And so we can't really be liberated until we go into this foreign land, into this new territory, which is the 8 energy. And numbers 7, 8, and 9 can actually be scary because they can test us spiritually. And going back to the 9 energy, after we've experienced this new world, new territory, and seen that whatever is happening in the world is a reflection of who we are. The world is just mirroring who we are inside. That's the 8 energy. And that was last year. And number 9 for this year, hopefully we did learn that all this chaos that's happening in the world is also something that is going on within us. And if it's not going on within us, then hopefully you're helping other people to do better, to get better. And the number 9 energy can be quite painful. And in the cards of truths, and it's painful because it has to do with letting go. It has to do with seeing ourselves for who we are and coming to terms with that, accepting ourselves, accepting what we can't change in the past, and just letting go of the energy that we don't want to take with us in the next cycle. So a lot of things come to an end with the number 9. It is a number that's associated with loss, as well as the 7 energy for sure. And in the cards of truth system, the number 9 corresponds to 2 tarot cards. So the black nines, so the nine of clubs and the nine of spades, those correspond to the Hermit tarot card. Okay, so the Hermit is about going within and being introspective and thinking about what has happened, right? When we think about everything that's happened the last 9 years or so, and just reflect on how can I be a better person? And this is why nines are associated with enlightenment, because we can see the friendship in all things, right? Is not about, the painful situations, God is punishing me. It's not about that. It's not about this person is doing better than me, or this group of people I don't like and that group of people I do. It's not about this separatedness. It's not about being separate from all things. In fact, the number 9 energy is about being connected to everything in a way. Once we get to a certain level of consciousness, we first have to see how things are different. That is part of the process. But then eventually, it's about seeing like the God in all things and appreciating things and seeing that those painful things that we've had to go through the past 9 years or throughout our lives, even so far, those painful things were there to teach us something. And if we can be introspective and think about those things and how those negative, quote unquote, negative experiences were actually things that were helping us to evolve and helping us to be stronger and better people. When we can do that, we can reach enlightenment better, right? And so I think this year would be a great year to be introspective, and when we can do that, we can think about what is it that we want to keep in our lives? What is it that we don't want to keep in our lives? What is it? How can I be better? Right? How can I be a better person? How can I treat people better? The red nines correspond to the Fool tarot card. So the 9 of diamonds and the 9 of hearts. The Fool tarot card is basically a fool, being foolish. And the way I see it is being foolish because we are becoming like children again. We are kind of deprogramming our minds, deprogramming ourselves, and letting go, shedding the things that no longer are important to us. And for other people, we look foolish, right? Because the 9 of diamonds, for instance, is about giving things away. It's about being generous. It's about being charitable. It's about, figuring out, do I really need this material thing that I thought I needed? Is it that important for me to have this? Is this worthy, or is this valuable in my space? So the 9 of diamonds is about seeing the worth, seeing the value in all things, but then also eliminating the things that we don't see valuable anymore. And the 9 of hearts is about seeing the love in all things and emotions. And because of that, we are able to give love freely. And oftentimes with these 9 cards, we don't get things back because 9s are very generous. So 9 of clubs is about teaching, being generous with your teaching, just giving it away, even though some other YouTuber with more subscribers than you might take what you say. But if you think of it from a higher level of consciousness, and it's like, well, great, that person has more followers, so they can have the ability to share this information with more people. And not only that, this information that I got didn't come from me. I learned it from my teacher and from other people as well. The 9 of spades is about giving up parts of ourselves. Okay, so self-sacrificing in a way. If we are showing people love and appreciation, if we do that, don't do it to expect that other people are going to give it back, because you'll be disappointed. And if you generously give money to other people, don't expect them to give you a thank you or to do what you want or what you think is best for that person, what they should be doing with that money. So give freely. And that's what the nine's about. And being introspective and knowing that it doesn't matter if you're giving to this person or if you're receiving, everything is of the one. We're all in this together. It's not as separate as we think it is. And I think number 9 is just coming to that understanding and being a hermit and looking within. Number 9s are not easy. There can be some painful things that happen in your life and in the world as well that can seem scary and unpredictable. But going within and finding God or whoever you think, whoever you believe in, whatever you believe in, going within and connecting to that. It could be nature, your ancestors, and connecting to those things. Those things can give us more understanding and more life. And the number 9 is about having that deep understanding. So this is a great time to have deep understanding. And then once we hit a certain level of consciousness, then we're ready to start a brand new cycle. And that is what's going to happen next year. We're going to start a new cycle. Numerology, like in terms of numerology, we're going to start a new cycle. So next year has the number 1 energy, 2026. Okay, so that's 10. And then 1 plus 0 is 1. So we're going to have the 1 energy. So we're starting a new cycle next year. But this year is about endings. It's about leaving behind certain things because we can't take everything. We can't take everyone to the new cycle with us. Okay, and then one big thing that I briefly want to talk about for 2025, Rahu, which is the north node of the moon, will be entering Pisces, and Ketu, which is the south node of the moon, will be entering Virgo. Okay, so up until now, for the past 18 months or so, Rahu has been in Aries and K2 has been in Libra, but now it's shifting. So beginning January 12th, 2025, all the way until July 26th, 2026, Rahu will be going into Pisces. And Pisces is a sign that has to do with 2 fish going in opposite directions. It's the planet of liberation, and it has a similar energy as K2 because it's about the end of a cycle. It's about resolving things. It's about enlightenment. Okay, it's about deep understanding and letting go. And so Rahu will be going there. Now, when Rahu enters a sign, Rahu can create confusion. And that's because it's a new territory. Okay, so Rahu goes into Pisces. It's not the first time ever that Rahu has gone into Pisces, but it's a new cycle of Rahu going into Pisces. And so there can be confusion around Piscean things. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter rules wealth. So there can be some things that happen around money this year. Wealth for the next 18 months, actually. And Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, of goodness. And at this time, during this period, maybe it can be confusing where the goodness is. We might not be able to tell who's doing good or who's doing bad. There could be a lot of confusion around those things. Pisces is a sign that has to do with emotional growth and improving our emotions. So, and water signs have to do with our happiness. So there can be some confusion around how we can be happy, how can we be happier. Our belief systems can be shaken up a bit as well, right? We don't know who to believe or what to believe. There can be news stories coming out here, news stories about this person or this religion or, you know, this belief system that can be extremely confusing for us. And I think, again, this is a time for us to be introspective, especially during 2025, because it's about going within and maybe not being so dependent on outside sources all the time. One interesting thing is that Rahu will be joining Saturn. Saturn has been in the sign of Pisces for a little bit, and because Rahu will be going into Saturn, they'll be in the same sign as each other. And Rahu represents explosions by itself. And then when it's conjunct Saturn, it can cause a lot of difficulties, a lot of challenges that can even be confusing. So we can be facing more and more challenges in our lives. And according to the United States birth chart, the U.S. was formed under Sagittarius rising. Pisces for Sagittarius rising is in the 4th house. So that means Rahu and Saturn will be in the 4th house together. And the 4th house is the house of our happiness. So there can be a lot of things that can make it difficult to find happiness, and there can be a lot of frustration around our emotions and a lot of difficulties that we're going to have to overcome, and a lot of emotional difficulties as well that we will need to overcome. Especially if you live in the US, it'll be interesting to see what is going to happen this year, because like I said, Rahu and Saturn will be together in the 4th house. And whenever we get planets on angles, those are really important because it gives those planets more strength in a chart. So Rahu and Saturn in the 4th house can cause a lot of painful things to happen. But Jupiter will be going into Cancer, where it's exalted. So that is wonderful. I think we will be able to find our happiness and our strength at the end of the day. And I think, like a lot of things that are negative that happen, like I mentioned before, those things are here to teach us lessons. Those things are here so that we can grow as people, as a community. And I do see us landing on our feet, and this is just making us stronger. If there was something big to happen that is painful, emotionally painful for people in the United States and other places in the world too, but Rahu and Saturn are going to be conjunct, and it's going to be triggering everyone's chart, you know? So anything that we will be dealing with, I think that we will have that wisdom to know that this is just making us better, because Jupiter is a planet of wisdom. And like I said, it's going to its highest place, which is Cancer. And it's really going to help us be stronger and wiser. And yeah, so I wanted to keep this kind of brief, and let me know if you have any questions. And I hope you liked my message for 2025. 2025 again is about letting go, and letting go of what is no longer needed for our path for a new cycle, going within and seeing the God in all things, because by doing that, we don't think of things being bad or things being enemies or horrible for us. We see those things as our guides, as things that are helping us to evolve. And that is what I think is going to happen this year. I think we are going to learn a lot this year and evolve, and some things we're just going to have to let go of, whether we want to do that consciously or we have no choice maybe sometimes to let go of things. But I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.